Last Saturday versus false start on the offense. Against Utah last holding on the offense. Number 1. The Sun Devils combined personal foul. Targeting on the defense. Penalties. A whole lot of them.
We have 33 fouls on offense. 33 fouls.
Usually this time of year in preseason, there's plenty of unanswered questions surrounding this team. But this year, they've returned 20 of 22 possible starters. So, in my opinion, I don't think there are many good questions. Instead, we've got some real questions. Hey, Coach Zach Keenan, Devil's Digest. Do you think practicing in these grossly hot temperatures now may provide a competitive edge later in the season?
Oh, I think anytime you can practice in conditions.
Jaden Daniels told us that his SoCal homecoming would be just like any other game, but I tell you what, the junior quarterback did not play like this was just any other game. 286 yards passing, 2 passing touchdowns en route to a 42-23 victory where ASU only trailed back in the first quarter. While a homemade cloth mask may be convenient, they can become difficult to breathe through when sweating. Neck gaiters are a more comfortable option, but offer less protection. The KN95 is the most protective mask, but experts agree any mask is better than nothing at all. Growing up in Ohio, I know exactly how much a good rivalry means to college football fans, but until I moved to Arizona, I never understood just how much the Territorial Cup game means. Turns out I wasn't the only one.
It's always funny because, like, being from out of state, I never really recognized this rivalry.
Go around the Thanksgiving table. What are you thankful for this year?
Mac and cheese.
Traditional out of the box?
No. It has to be brown on the top, out of the oven. Yeah.
The 95th Territorial Cup game will kick off 2 p.m. right here at Sun Devil Stadium on Pac-12 Networks.
We ask as the owner of Time and Aaron that you smile. Smile big like they did. Smile, stand, cheer, and let your voices ring from the mountains and valleys.
In the past 9 months, I've lost 2 friends, one to leukemia, the other to an overdose. And Sun Devil fans, although your team may have lost, just as that moment of loudness before the fourth quarter showed us, it's so important to keep a smile on your face. And remember that even when things are tough, there are so many people who love you. So even though Arizona State falls 35-21 here at Rice-Eccles Stadium, please, whether you have Carter or Jacob like I do, Aaron and Ty like Utah fans do, or someone else in your life, please hug your loved ones tight tonight. And Salt Lake City, Zach Keenan, Devil's Digest. The story of the weekend was Rachaad White's 3-touchdown performance, but ASU's 31-16 win over the Trojans had much more to it. You really thought I wasn't going to talk about the Fox, right? Maybe this little guy is a good luck charm. It was still a 1-score game when he ventured out on the field. This will also be the 3rd straight week that ASU will face an interim head coach.
The Diamondbacks are coming off a series win against the Reds. Although they currently sit at 4-6, 4th place in the NL West, Eduardo Escobar has led the charge with a home run in each of the last 4 games. Opening day, though, was not the experience many wanted it to be. For a stadium that's known for its culinary concoctions, the concessions were making people crazy. 19,000 fans returned to Chase Field for the first time since September of 2019, and fans in attendance reported long wait times for concessions.
Can you think of anywhere else in college basketball? We're at the end of October. It's 90 degrees, and you can play basketball under the lights outside.
K1, oh man, he can hoop too. Take a look at this video. He's splashing threes and letting the Suns know he's ready whenever they are. I won't tell if you won't, but it looks like his foot was on the line for a few of those.
She's been a hot shot, a coyote, and now is a puma. Emily White has never had a more difficult season than this one. After last season was cut short, she's returned for one last ride.
I said, well, what are you doing? She said, I had no idea she was still playing. She says, I'm playing second base at PVCC. And I'm like, I literally got tears in my eyes. I was like, wow, okay.
But her return to the field was emotional for more than one reason.
We were just like camping up in Flagstaff, and it was like definitely a freak accident because we weren't doing anything crazy. We just hit like a bump in the road, and then it shifted like the front end of the car, over to the left side. Either way, we were gonna flip, so I decided to correct it a little bit and roll into the mountain instead of off, which good thing we didn't, because they said we would have died going off.
The vehicle rolled 3.5 times before Emily was ejected.
I just didn't make my leg out in time, and it just crushed me and kept going.
When I woke up, I was just really confused at first because it's like, oh, you have to get like aware of what just happened. You were just looking down at your phone, and then all of a sudden you're like on the ground trying to comprehend what was happening.
Life takes us down many roads, but for Emily, as she learned on that fateful day in Munns Park, life isn't about what happened in the past. She uses her positive thinking to drive her ahead on her road to recovery.
She has had a smile on this, like, through everything that has happened.
She's going to persevere. She's going to be resilient. She's going to do it with this infectious smile.
She's understanding right now that she's not able to be the athlete she was before this happened. But she's not going to let it deter her from working her butt off and trying to get out there and getting as much playing time as she can.
Armed with a positive attitude, a smile, and a blade, there's no match for Emily White. In Paradise Valley, Zach Keenan, Cronkite News. We could all use a helping hand. In times of need, the Arizona Derby Dames inspire others.
If you talk to any skater that's been in roller derby, they inevitably have some type of story that says, oh, I was in a bad place in my life and I needed something good, and all of a sudden roller derby ends up existing. You get sucked in by the roller derby community in like the best of ways.
8 competitive teams call the Dames Warehouse their home track.
It's an opportunity for us to kind of leave everything that happened during our day at the door. We walk in and nothing else exists except for roller derby.
But when the pandemic hit, the Dames closed the doors, suspended member dues, and hung up their skates for a full year.
There's hundreds of people that depend on this community, and it would just be so extremely sad if we lost it.
While their doors were closed, a new opportunity opened. The Derby Dames found a way to give back to the local community, all while promoting the sport that they love so much.
On your lap, it's going on your lap, you're strong.
Inspire, the nonprofit branch of the Dames, launched a mobile feeding service in areas where up to 98% of students qualify for reduced cost or free lunches. In the past year, they've served over 750,000 free meals.
You also get to learn so much about communities that you maybe live in, maybe you don't.
As the track reopens and the team skates toward 1 million meals served, the Derby Dames' mission remains the same.
We did lose the ability to skate, but we didn't lose the ability to help our community.
These Dames continue to inspire, one way or another. In Central Phoenix, Zach Keenan, Cronkite News.